Today, we're going to address free leads and or these subsidized lead programs and the companies that do this. And we're also going to address some very important questions like, what are the pros and cons of working with a free lead service, and who should sign up for them? And well, with that being said, we've got to talk about who should absolutely not work with and totally avoid these type of companies. So let's start with a big thumbs up. We do suggest subscribing if you're new to the channel. We're putting out new insurance sales content and life insurance sales training videos just like this all the time. So let's start by talking about who should absolutely avoid a free leads program and go with an independent agency that offers full commissions, and we're talking around 110 to 120%, just like what we do at my agency. Oh, and guys, stick around to the end of the video and I'm going to show you how to get a copy of a free remote life insurance telesales presentation script and my genuine Telesales super file, which has sales materials that you're absolutely going to want to use if you're selling any type of life insurance products remotely over the phone. If you're an experienced sales professional, and let me just say, even if you're like new to life insurance sales, it is my humble opinion that you should 100% forget about working with a free leads program. Giving up like half of your commission is only going to cost you more in the long run, especially when there are really good agencies out there like what we do that have intensive sales training platforms and preset appointments for the agents. Another serious like negative aspect of working with one of these companies, especially if you're experienced, is that you're most likely going to lose a lot of time when things don't work out. And guys, not to be like a neggy Nelly, negative, but most agents who get on these free leads programs generally regret the decision for one reason or another. And then like what happens is a few weeks later, they're wanting to leave and move their contracts over to a different agency, who pays the full comp and, has a solid appointments or lead program. Now, assuming the agency will release you, this process is just going to put you behind. So it's basically going to cost you maybe 4 to 5 weeks to complete. And I don't know about you, but the way I feel about it, the last thing that I want to do is like take a month off after I just made a bad decision and cost myself money, and now I have zero income and it's just going on and on. I mean, think about it, guys. To have zero income for weeks and weeks on end, that's not good. So for professionals, this is a huge no-no, right? Especially when you've got people depending on you for things, like food and electricity and housing. Another thing, most of us didn't get an insurance license so that we can make like $40,000 per year working on a free leads program. Yes, the truth is, and I don't care who tells you that their agents are making $100,000. I'm seeing ads all the time that are just complete BS. We've got the data. You most likely, if you end up on a free leads program, will never make $50,000 a year. And I mean, the truth is, most agents that are on these free leads programs, make around $30,000, maybe $35,000 per year. To me, again, it's just rare for even like the top producers to earn anywhere near the kind of money that they could be earning, as an independent agent. Again, we're talking about people who have some skill, okay? People that can actually close. If you can sell, just don't waste your time and effort on a free leads program. Even if you're like thinking that, hey, this is a great way to get free training, as most of these companies do have limited training anyways, and they're only going to spend their time working with the agents that have the skill set and actually have experience or a background of closing some type of one-call close. Which brings us to the question, who should work with a company that provides free leads? Now, I know this is going to sound kind of harsh, but here's who. People who are kind of bad. People who are horrible at sales. And that really is it. Like, you've just had one bad experience after another, and you're looking at it from the inside and going, hey, I need to figure this out. So look, the bottom line is, if you know you're just god-awful and you couldn't sell a free slice of cake to a chubby kid, you are perfect for a free leads program. There is an old saying in the life insurance industry, you gotta pay your dues. Now, to me, what that means is that you need to start somewhere, and you need to start at the bottom. And if you're afraid to come up with a little money for leads, a couple $1,000s, in your mind, man, you just can't come up with the money, trust me, you're not a professional salesperson. Anybody who can sell can figure out a way to come up with $1,000 or $3,000. Before you start thinking about shooting the messenger, look guys, please allow me to explain why. I believe having skin in the game is important. First off, people who can come up with a few $1,000s for their insurance business, think about it, that's what it is. It's a business. These are the same people that can figure out how to close sales. I call this the figure out syndrome. I mean, think about it, guys. If you truly can't figure out how to come up with a little money for your insurance business, then why would you be able to figure out a way to sell a product that requires intelligence, skill, and talent to sell? So one way or another, you got to pay your dues. Oh, and one other thing about having skin in the game and investing your own money into your insurance business, when you invest your own hard-earned money into your life insurance business, you're most likely going to put a little extra effort into being successful that maybe you normally wouldn't put in. I mean, it's not about impressing people or somebody. It's about like surviving. And I've seen agents who are backed into a corner that would just come out really strong. It's like something happens to them when like they're forced to sink or swim. And the next thing you know, they're producing at not at a regular level, but at an abnormally high level. It's like they're forced to succeed and then they do. So let's talk about these free leads and or subsidized leads agencies and really how most of these free leads companies do business. First off, no one is gonna spend money on you for brand new exclusive leads, which means you're gonna end up having to work recycled leads for at least a few weeks. And I hate to say it, but I know of a few companies whose agents all work the same group of recycled leads over and over and over. And when an agent actually makes a sale, there's one agency near me that will actually put that lead right back into the dialer after just a few hours or so. So what happens is all they care about is getting as much advance money up front as possible. Now we're talking about the agencies, which means that you could close a sale, then another one of your peers ends up with that same lead, and inadvertently their job is to replace your sale. So what about getting released if things don't work out? Now, I want you to imagine being in the free leads company's shoes and you are rolling through agents. You're just one after another, spending all your time and money on this system that was used to train that specific agent and get that agent their leads. Are you gonna really wanna spend more of your time and effort signing releases, and taking on potential debt so that that agent can just jump from one agency to better themselves at another? Hell no. Look guys, most free leads agencies are gonna tell you to pound dirt if you ask them for a release. And in conclusion, there are only two types of people when it comes to sales. And this is, again, my opinion. People who can close and sell, and people who can't. Again, if you think you can sell, but you only need like a better lead or a preset calendar appointment like the one Doug has, or a better agency to work with, but you can't come up with a couple $1,000s to do so, you probably aren't very good. And I hate to say this, but you may not be able to make it work no matter what. On the other hand, if you have no problem getting some skin in the game and you can grasp the importance of treating your life insurance sales business as a true business that you own, that you're gonna need to invest in, and you expect to have a lucrative career in life insurance sales, you absolutely should do so as an independent life insurance agent. The key to being a successful life insurance agent is to find the right people to work with who have a successful training platform and a very high return on investment lead program, again, like the one that we have at United Final Expense Services. If you'd like a copy of the free remote sales presentation along with the free new agent telesales super file that I mentioned at the beginning of the video, just email me at doug@ufesonline.com. For more information on working on our preset appointments and exclusive leads platform for telesales, just shoot me an email at that same address. As always, when you put the needs of your clients first, everything else will usually fall right into place. Now get out there and whatever happens, just make sure that you do something good for someone else today. Happy hunting.